Welcome then to the United Arab Emirates. Our F2 drivers are on the grid and we're moments away from lights out for the start of the Formula 2 Abu Dhabi race. So the Yas Marina circuit offers 16 corners and a lap distance of around 3.2 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, turns 5 and 7. Plenty of close racing then, plenty of speed and plenty of excitement for the fans, no doubt. We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. J.N. Daruvula lines up on pole position, and it's Dennis Hauger in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Behrman, Pourchaire, Arthur Leclerc, Vesti, Novalak, Fittipaldi, Martins, Juan Manuel Correa, Benavides, Miney, Jack Doohan, Ayumu Awasa, Cordial, Stanek, Maloney and Richard Verschoor. Crawford, Hadjar, Boschong and Roy Nissany completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's get down to the track. It all comes down to this. I'm Alex Jakes, Alex Brundle is alongside me, and for the final time this season, we're about to go racing. Alex, you're looking to sign off in some style.
So are the drivers and teams. It's a really important race for everyone here, despite the fact it's the end of the year. They know that everything they do in this event is going to echo for months through the end of the season.
If you go away from this weekend having not given it everything, you're going to be devastated and disappointed for months. So let's get out there and give it a really strong finish and leave it all out on the track. approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap. Box this lap. Okay, Arthur, we've got some clear track in front of us, and let's make the best of it. So please make this next one a very fast lap. Gap to your teammate behind, 37.7 seconds. Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed. Okay, forget the targets for now. We've got to focus on the pit stop. Okay, off we go, back into the race. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. Okay, Arthur, we've got more fuel in hand than we need, so let's push and use it all up. Ayumu's coming in for his stop. enough. It looked like you made easy work of that target. Let's try and keep that going right through to the end of the race. fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
This has been a stunning drive. Arthur Leclerc takes the checkered flag.
4 wins in a row, and they're really obliterating the field at this stage of the season. That's impressive dominance.
And I can see our drivers making their way out now. It's been a sublime team performance, and it's the culmination of a lot of hard work. Dams are your winners today. Well, what a championship it has